Next up will be Peter Friedrich.
I want you to look at this photo. October 18th, 2025, 2 days ago, this building, a Diwali celebration. And if you look closely at the backdrop, you'll see one organization's logo, CoHNA, Coalition of Hindus of North America. 23 times their logo repeated 23 times in this building. 12 days before this photo, I stood in these chambers and warned you about CoHNA. I told you about their ties to Hindu nationalist networks. I urged you not to partner with them. Mayor Dickens, you headlined this event. Your office co-sponsored it. Your name is on it. You were warned, you proceeded anyway. So now I'm back, not to warn you, to show you the consequences. Let me tell you exactly who you partnered with. Georgetown University's Bridge Initiative has documented CoHNA. Their Director of Government Relations is Sudha Jagannathan. She uses Twitter to spread Islamophobia. She calls Islam hate and bigotry. When someone criticizes the RSS, a Hindu nationalist paramilitary organization, she responds, "What else can one expect from someone whose community has produced ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Muslim Brotherhood, and many, many more?" In 2023, a Muslim man was lynched in India's Bihar state. Sudha Jagannathan saw the story, and she called it part of a sob story list. A man was murdered. She dismissed it as a sob story. That is who you gave the platform to. That's whose logo is on that wall 23 times. Now let me show you what CoHNA does. In September 2021, scholars organized a conference called Dismantling Global Hindutva to examine Hindu nationalism as a political movement. CoHNA launched a campaign against it. Rutgers University documents what happened. 1.3 million coordinated emails demanding universities cancel the conference. Death threats, rape threats, doxing, publishing professors' home addresses. That was without Senate Bill 375. That was without Georgia law behind them. Now imagine what they can do with SB 375, with Georgia's civil rights enforcement machinery. That's what they want, and you're helping them to get it. When you gave CoHNA that platform, you gave them a propaganda victory. They are using photos from this building to claim that Atlanta endorses their agenda. They use that legitimacy to push legislation like Georgia Senate Bill 375. SB 375 writes Hinduphobia into Georgia civil rights law. It claims to protect Hindu Americans from discrimination. And actual bigotry against Hindu Americans is wrong. We already have laws against that. But SB 375 does not protect people from hatred. It protects Hindu nationalism, a political ideology, from criticism. Here is now how you know that this is not about protecting people. In 2021, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar introduced the Combating International Islamophobia Act to monitor anti-Muslim violence globally, including in India. Hindu nationalist groups opposed it, calling it anti-Hindu. They did not want monitoring of Islamophobia in India, where Muslims face documented violence, citizenship laws that target them, mob lynchings, but now they do want Georgia to criminalize Hinduphobia to give them legal tools against critics. They oppose protecting Muslims from actual violence, but support weaponizing discrimination law against critics. This was never about civil rights, it's about silencing critics. Let me show you what this looks like in Atlanta. An Emory professor teaches comparative religion. One lecture covers caste discrimination. Hindu nationalist students file a complaint. Under SB 375, Emory must investigate. Other professors see this, they choose safer topics, self-censorship spreads. The Carter Center publishes research on religious freedom in India. CoHNA files a civil rights complaint claiming Hinduphobia. Legal costs, reputational damage, future reports get watered down. Academic inquiry, human rights research, teaching, all potentially criminalized. Now let me tell you why India's government wants this so badly. The Indian American Muslim Council, the largest advocacy organization for Indian American Muslims, has documented India's transnational repression operations in the United States. Federal prosecutors have documented India's transnational repression in the US. In 2023, federal prosecutors charged Nikhil Gupta with conspiracy to commit murder for hire. He was recruited by Vikash Yadav, an operative in India's intelligence services. The target, an American citizen, a Sikh activist in New York who criticized India's government. The plot, assassinate him on U.S. soil for political speech protected by the First Amendment. Murder of an American citizen in America for criticizing a foreign government. Nikhil Gupta's trial starts next month. Mayor Dickens, when that trial concludes, reporters will ask you, why did you give a platform to supporters of this ideology weeks before the trial? Why did you put their logo on City Hall's wall 23 times? What will you say? India's government tried assassination. When federal prosecutors caught them, they want a cleaner tool. Lawsuits, legal harassment, civil rights complaints. That is what SB 375 gives them. Georgia law, Georgia courts, Georgia's enforcement machinery, all weaponized to silence critics of a foreign government. Atlanta calls itself the city too busy to hate. You honor Dr. King and John Lewis. Their portraits hang in this building. Dr. King did not march so that foreign governments could weaponize his legacy. John Lewis did not get beaten on the Edmund Pettus Bridge so civil rights law could shield authoritarian governments. They fought to protect the vulnerable from the powerful. SB 375 does the exact opposite. Mayor Dickens, council members, you have three options. One, issue a public statement, clarify that hosting Diwali does not constitute endorsement of CoHNA's political agenda or their leadership's Islamophobia. Name Surya Jagannathan specifically, make clear Atlanta does not stand with people who dismiss lynchings as sob stories. Two, pass a resolution opposing SB 375. State clearly Atlanta protects people from hatred, not governments from criticism. Send that to every Georgia legislator with Mayor Dickens' signature. Three, do nothing, stay silent, and own what comes next. October 6th, I warned you. October 18th, 2025, this photo, your decision. Today, October 20th, 2025, you have a choice. When SB 375 passes, and it will pass if you do nothing, every lawsuit filed under it starts here, with this photo, with Mayor Dickens' name on the co-sponsorship. Every professor sued for teaching about caste, every journalist silenced, every researcher threatened, every activist harassed. Your fingerprints.
Time has expired.
You're already in this. The question is whether you're going to get out.
Time has expired. Thank you.
And I have, for the council, an information packet on this issue.